Welcome back to the HGC. We are in our first series of the day, and we're getting ready for game number 3. Method currently up 2-0 over Granite, and it seems like experience right now just trumping a new roster.
Yeah, pretty much, and it's a little bit expected. I mean, this is really... yes, there have been roster changes, of course, to Method, but it's still an old lineup that plays together that has a bit of an easier time finding that rhythm that Granite Gaming just hasn't really found yet. There's definitely a couple of moments where you can see the potential of Granite Gaming, but we still expect them to be one of the teams that maybe struggles a little bit more now in Phase 2 of HGC. But we'll find out if going into the next matches they can maybe pull off a few more wins here. But this series is also not over yet. So we have a 2 lead. It was a dominant one so far by Method, but of course that could still turn around. We have seen a couple of insane reverse sweeps in Phase 1 of 2018, and even a map would already be a big step for Granite Gaming here. Every single map counts for the score towards the end of the standings.
Well, let's go to game number 3 and see if they can get that win here, as the battleground has been chosen. And we'll be going to Dragonshire. Ooh, a pick for Method. One that they have enjoyed in the past. First pick will be going over to Granite Gaming, but I'm a little worried here. This is usually a battleground where we can see the Chromie come out for Nick. This is someone that he really loves to enjoy that bottom lane, and then you have Ethereal in that top lane, really trying to go for that 1v1, and one that he typically wins those 1v1s. It's going to be a hard map here for Granite.
Method has so far, yeah, exactly, because Method has so far done really well on the macro aspect, really timing their camps, controlling space, and on a map where you have to control 2 of the shrines to grab the Dragon Knight in the middle, so you have to control 3 lanes. I think their ability to control the macro aspects of the game will shine and even give them a bigger lead than they already had here. So I think this is going to be a pretty rough one for Granite Gaming, outside of them really pulling off a fantastic draft that can deal with that.
I expected maybe also some false set here too. We saw that a lot at the MSB, something that was played a lot by Nick in particular. He loves that hero being able to bring the global aspect to Dragonshire, which is something that you always have to consider on this map. With your ability to control 3 different shrines, being able to try to get a number advantage is always a great tool to have. And I also wouldn't mind seeing Decker Kane here. I feel like Decker Kane on this battleground, rotating between middle and bottom, is always in a spot to keep his team nice and healthy.
Yep, and of course, at this point, it's going to be really tough when we're talking about the draft to outdraft the mad scientist. Going up against ADRD here, who's known for always getting away with a draft that seems to look good. Even if he puts in a different priority, he always seems to be ending up with exactly what he wants to get. Abathar is banned out immediately, taking the lesson of Infernal Shrines to heart here, as Granite Gaming is going for the first ban.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of curious. This is actually going into next week, whenever Yrel starts to become available. If Method will be one of those teams that brings Yrel to the field, just because I feel like if anyone understands what a new hero is supposed to fit in, ADRD and his team usually pulls them in quicker than most events. So I want to know if Yrel, the GOAT lady, will have a chance next week with them.
I mean, if any of the rumors, so for us, of course, always really interesting of jumping between patches here. We have a tournament patch now, but if anything of what you hear at this point with buffs on Yrel is true, then I think it's not only going to be Method that brings Yrel into the meta.
Yeah.
It seems like she's really a bit overtuned at this point, maybe even. If that's also holding true for the competitive scene, that's what something we're going to find out next week. But so far, none of the teams are really looking at her.
Yeah, I don't know if she'll be a main tank with her current iteration. I know this is us getting way far ahead, but her in the top lane is actually really oppressive, I want to say, to play against.
I mean, most of the players that tried Yrel when she originally came out said from the get-go that it feels more like an offlaner in general.
Yeah.
Of course, the changes to her now and the buffs that she received could put her into a different spot where players all of a sudden decide, hey, this is main tank potential.
Sure.
But it seems more that if Yrel comes into play, it will be on the offlane.
Well, we'll see that soon. For now, no Yrel in this draft. We do have a Malfurion, though, picked up for Granite Gaming, so they'll make sure that they have him in the rotations and being able to follow up on what they would like to. And what you always enjoy about Malfurion is that he opens up the draft pretty well for your main tank. You have a lot of options available to you. You have Garrosh, you have Stitches if you want to go for pick compositions, so we'll see if those pop up pretty soon as Method grabs Hanzo and Muradin.
Muradin has always been strong on this map.
Always.
Dignitas loves to play Muradin here. They have played him a lot when we look at Phase 1 of 2018. We have seen him pop up on the mid-season brawl during the games in the group stage and towards the playoffs on the map. And Method here with a very early pick already. And it opens up a lot of playmaking possibilities for Bad Benny in particular.
He did well with it, especially on Infernal Shrines. Being able to control rotations is one thing that Murden does well, with the ability to hop out. He's able to slow down the movement. If your opponent mounts up and you get a Stormbolt on them and buy 2 to 3 more seconds for your team, you can get those small advantages and kind of build them up pretty quickly when it comes to experience. All right, so looking over to Granite Gaming, what do you think we're going to move into in terms of tanks? So far, they've showed off Garrosh. We've already had a Murden from them as well.
I would still wait to see a Johanna, and on this map you can definitely do a lot with Johanna in the main tank position. Now, it's of course, you still have a lot of wiggle room here. You mentioned Garrosh, who's great. We could even see him banned out depending on how much Method respect him here. And then again, you have Muradin who can jump away from it. But outside of Garrosh, the one tank that I would probably look for the most in this setup is Johanna, since she is really good at rotating between the mid and the bot lane here. She gets the extra wave clear. We've seen her played a lot on Dragonshire. But I already like the idea of Granite Gaming running a double global here. So they realize that on the macro aspect, they might have a bit more homework to do, and they add now 2 globals to try and deal with that aspect. And every time you see a double global, it immediately means that you not only have a global hero on the offlane that can join the team fight whenever it needs to, but then you can either make sure that you don't lose experience at the top where the hero left by rotating the second global up, or you can simply rotate the second global up to create a 2 versus 1 situation and sort of gank up against the solo laner of your opponent's team.
And Method will be looking for a safe solo laner to have in that top lane. You do not want to get caught out. Heroes like Sonya might fall off a little bit there just because of that ability to have that 3-on-1 suddenly if they want to have that rotation come in. So we'll watch out and see what exactly they're going to grab. Method bans out Stitches to make sure that they don't go for that hook combo into a root. More and more, Johanna continues to look really nice here for Granite Gaming, especially when you're running that double global. You want to have someone that can be safe and not picked off.
That's a Blaze ban for me. Anyway,
yep, there it is.
There we go. I really like that. That adjustment is something I would have enjoyed a little bit earlier, even by Granite Gaming. But we have now seen Blaze 2 times in the hands of Method. We've been harping about how strong he is to no end, and I think with the setup that we now see for Granite Gaming, Blaze would have added even more. First of all, it's a strong solo lane, so you really want to dominate it. Having Blaze in that lineup against Dehaka gives you already a lot of power, and he's also a hero that has an easier time escaping from a gank setup with Falstad, especially not only after Bunker is an option, but also before with Jet Propulsion. If you see that coming and you're not getting blocked, you can move around that and still escape here.
So what do you think would be a way to go here? Thrall? He can save from afar pretty safely. He has his own Wind Fury to escape if he needs to. Doesn't have to really force anything against Dehaka. He can clear up once the minions actually get to the wave.
I mean, Thrall is definitely an option for them here. Still wondering a bit of what else they might consider if Sonya is something that they would like to play here.
Sonya terrifies me with Falstad flying to the top constantly, a drag pops in.
A little bit more of a fan of... actually, with Medivh coming into play, I think Sonya is all of a sudden a much better option.
True.
Than without Medivh, but Thrall is still, of course, quite dominant there, and they could just simply go for a Thrall in that setup. Also, it allows, if you go for Earthquake, it allows Deckard for a good setup, so you have a lot of synergy with your abilities.
Definitely wanting some damage in there, because you only have Hanzo right now.
Yeah.
So we'll see what they get later on. For now, back over to Granite Gaming. Looking for their main tank. Maybe a little bit extra damage for them themselves. Is Johanna a bit of a worry against Medivh? Just because if Johanna oversteps just a little bit, you can portal behind her, try and force a fight. You always have Leyline floating around.
I mean,
or do you think the wave clear is too good?
What do you mean?
For Johanna, what she brings to the map.
I think, like, first of all, the wave clear is fantastic, and second of all, when you have Condemn, you can really make it more difficult for heroes, and you're slow, where you can make it more difficult for heroes to really use Medivh's portal. Now, they have portal control already around Malfurion with roots, but if you add Johanna to that, especially now that Stitch is banned out, it has to be either Johanna or Garrosh.
There's Johanna. I was wondering about Junkrat with the ability to control, but I was worried about having double backline and poking afar. Like, you don't really have the best kill potential with this composition. Oh my gosh! Wait, Yrel is available this weekend. This is old Yrel.
Of course she's available.
Yeah, okay, well, Yrel comes in. For some reason I was thinking that we wouldn't get her until next week, but it may have been because she was so weak.
Because she's not really strong, yeah, mainly. But that's the first Yrel game that we have. No one really looked at her yet. Everybody had just their eyes focused on the next week when she gets buffed, because most people said, like, she's not really in a good place there. But that answers our question from the offlaner. So even with the setup here, we're already seeing Method saying, Thrall, Sonya, who needs that? We're going to go for Yrel instead.
And they're confident about it, too. That was an insta-lock. Like, all right, let's go. Yrel all the way. Yrel here, she does have survivability. This is on her old build, so she doesn't have the damage that's been built into her E now, where she can kind of be a nuisance in the top lane, but you can still play her in that similar fashion. And you also have the ability to provide heals to your teammates after level 4, which has been a pretty strong pickup for a lot of heroes. So grouping up, which is going to happen with the portal, should allow her to be pretty effective.
Yeah, and also it would allow plays where you can just simply portal her behind an opponent and knock him in. So I am excited for this. Seeing Aethera on that, didn't really think that. I'm going to be completely honest. I did not think that we would see URL at all this weekend. I was more so looking forward towards next weekend when the buffs come into play. But yeah, I'm absolutely game for the first URL game in Europe.
I don't know if it'll work, dude. Old Yrel was a question mark whenever I saw her drafted in a lot of matches.
I love how carefully you phrase that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be careful.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to get anyone angry. We're still halfway through 2018. Okay, let's go into it. Let's see if Yrel's going to work out. Do you believe in the GOAT lady? I don't know if I do, but maybe some people at home.
I
let us
believe in
know.
method, let's put it like that.
Okay, that's a fair way to put it.
Well, as the game goes on, we need a bit more efficiency from the German team towards the right side of the map. With Raid Boss playing Johanna, Nandon Falstad, we have Memecraft and Junkrat. We have a very, very, very loud Falstad. Wolf John Malfurion and Dark.
Look at him.
on
Did it.
Dehaka.
Oh, I missed it. Is there any way to bring that back? On the right side, in the red, it's going to be Method. Curson playing Deckard. ADRD playing Medivh. Ethereal playing Yrel. Nick on Hanzo. And Bad Vinny on Muradin.
What skin was that he used on Falstad just a second ago? I missed
It's a
that.
new 10, I think. It's a really dark one. It's a pirate one with a new tent, I'm pretty sure.
The new tint? Yeah, that looked
I think it's a
pretty
horde tent.
good.
Look at it. It's
I haven't seen that in action before.
like black and purple. It's nice.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, when it comes to like dances, Falstad just by far has the best one. There's no one that even comes close. If a bird just like tries to throw you off his back, I mean, you can't beat that. That's just impossible. There's a couple of good ones, but yeah.
I don't know. Toronto's single ladies is kind of nice. All the single ladies. All the single ladies.
Yeah, you're a single lady.
Down with it, man. Fierce single and independent.
Okay. You know who's fierce single and independent? It's Yrel, and she's currently going into Marat's Insight on level 1. So we're going to talk a bit about her talents and also the build here. But before that happens, a bit of an attempt here to put the pressure on the Bad Benny. He doesn't care too much. He's a strong independent dwarf, but he's going to heal up his missing hit points pretty soon once the trades start kicking in.
So Marad's Insight at level 1. Use a basic ability. Your next auto attack provides you a heal. Really good in solo lane situations. We're able to work in those auto attacks. So usually you'll jump in, auto attack, pop your trait, and then go for a knockback, and that's your trade, and you back away.
So what do you want from a solo laner? You want to have self-sustain ideally, and you want to have wave clear. Those are the most important parts towards a solo laner, and that's exactly what Yrel in this case is bringing to the picture. More so even, of course, next week when we're going to play these games on the live patch. But this is definitely something that you will see from teams. This is why we have Thrall, why we have Dehaka so much on the solo lane, because they just have these two abilities, the self-sustain and the wave clear.
And she worked really well on Dragonshire. If you've played Zilla or if you've ever played Zeratul in the top lane, whenever he gets that wormhole ability, he can actually be in a situation where he trades out the wave and then teleports over the wall, and then in a spot where it forces your opponent to decide, do they want to wave clear or come contest you around the shrine? And usually Zeratul will be able to get the upper hand in that situation. Yrel is similar because she's able to hop around on top of that due to her ability to jump up, so watch out for that as Method will be doing their best to have Yrel consistently jumping between the two areas. In fact, she's doing it just now. She just ran from Darkmok and then got on top of Nande and started to get a free trade there.
Yeah, already a bit of a jump there, so Ethereal has to be careful here. And again, with the charged up abilities on Yrel, this is definitely one of the things that you have to be a bit careful of, how you play and when you use that. We have the Gift of the Naru taken on level 4 at this and Falstad is actually the first victim in this, as we see ADRD with the kill confirmed here in the mid lane.
Medivh coming in. You were talking about the Get to the Neuro there. Whenever you use your Divine Purpose, your trait, you get a heal to an ally teammate. And it's a nice, pretty healthy heal, too.
Yeah.
Almost 500 HP going to your teammate. That's usually 2 to 3 auto attacks, which is to me always good to have. So you want to hug your teammates and make sure to pop that in there when you're using your Divine Purpose.
Exactly. That is sustain is definitely one of the biggest things here. Malfurion falls. Oh my god, we have a complete disaster here at the bot lane for Method as they're going in for a kill against Malfurion. But as it turns out, they were a bit too deep and they get taken down by the towers on the fort here, 2 of them. So not really the trade that they were hoping for. Bit of a more aggressive move, but then talking about aggression, Nandi coming in. Flying in here with it. Again, it's a double global setup, so we're going to see a lot of these rotations happening between Dehaka and Falstad to try and create advantageous situations and fights on the map.
Yeah, looks like Memecraft was able to get a knockback on Junkrat's mine there. That's where he got those couple of kills. It's a solid play to him. That's one way that they can get those kills, especially when portals are coming in. That portal control, always useful. Gonna be going for control on the bottom lane already, as Falstad did fly down. Muradin and Medivh are thinking about coming in and trying to force a fight, but there's not much that Method can do here in terms of actually getting that kill. Nande hugging the turrets and having Wolfjo to back them up should be safe.
Yeah, level 7 talents now in play. That means Boomerang adding the extra wave clear for Falset in particular, so that helps them to also control that space a little bit more. But we still have that Shrine Control in the hands of Method over and over again. Again, threatening the first Dragonite of the game, as Muradin has to face off against Johanna in the mid lane, as she's making sure that there's going to be continuous interrupts. I'm not going to allow him to channel anytime soon.
We're a little bit upset with that. Granite Gaming not being able to take back that bottom shrine, though, with having Falstad and Junkrat. They're a little bit too squishy against Hanzo, who's dropping the scatter arrows consistently.
And we were talking about URL and the build that Thero is using here. The level 7 Samara's Light now came online. It's pretty similar to what we're seeing on Alexstrasza on level 4. So in this case, while you're above 50% health, you gain the 15% movement speed. So Thero with a quick feed on the top lane.
Able to grab the shrine. And so far, we've had this poke war in the bottom lane that Method seems to be getting the upper hand on. What I am a bit curious about is there actually hasn't been enough wiggle room to move over toward Giants yet. Ah, there we go. Finally, Hanzo heads over. That scatter opening up. He will risk giving away down the bottom shrine, but with Yrel on the top against Dahaka, she should be able to take it back pretty well.
I mean, there's a couple of aspects to the way the two compositions are clashing, especially with ADRD. There can be a lot of setups through portals when they're jumping onto lanes and trying to get a quick kill. But the double global is not only strong in the early game to control shrines, it will definitely shine later on when we are seeing the map open up and the first forts taken down and more space created. So for Method, when they're starting to fall behind, it's going to be pretty rough to deal with that. But even if they get ahead, it should always allow Granite Gaming to at least claim side lane experience and try and come back into this. So that global aspect to control it, that's going to be one of the main objectives for Method. And I feel ADRD with his setups and the portals that he uses is going to be one of the main factors how they can try and negate that.
So far, the global ganks aren't working out in the top lane. Yrel gets ganked once again, but just easily escapes it. Dropping the Divine Purpose, hopping away instantly, gets away safely, which means Falstad heads back to the middle lane. But we are about to hit level 10 for our teams. In terms of heroics, have we seen any main go-tos for Yrel, or is this going to be more of a surprise for us?
Excuse me, have you seen it?
Yrel and her heroic, what do you think about it? What would you go into?
I mean,
Ardent Defender?
I mean, considering, usually I really like the zone control, but at the same time, when they're having now a lot of displacement happening, you have the Mighty Gust, you have a Tong with drag, and you have also Junkrat in particular who can always throw you out, so that's why I would probably not see them go into zone control for now.
Well, Sacred Ground actually does get picked up here.
It's interesting. I really want to see how much value he gets out of that, because that's, if I'm playing on Granite Gaming and I see that, I immediately know, okay, Junkrat will have to focus on her a little bit, try to throw her off. We might get the drag on her, maybe depending on when it's used. The Gust in that situation would be value. So, yeah, it's definitely one of those things that I feel Granite Gaming can counter if played correctly.
There is a benefit to it. It's a very low cooldown, 40 seconds, meaning that you can decide to go ahead and just throw it out willy-nilly if you need to, try and get that Gust to come out. Gust is 70 seconds, but hang on here. Method may get a fight here as they go straight for Darkmok, who's all by his lonesome as Leyline Seal pops out. Darkmok takes some damage, but here comes the Riptire. Memecraft is looking to come around from the top, but with an immediate jump on him, he actually has to drop that thing. Wolf goes all by himself and cleared up.
Yeah, Thero just came in on Yrel as well and was trying to engage there, but got gusted away. But the fight is still continuing with another kill. Johanna dies. And that's a camp now taken by Method and a double kill right after that to boot. Bad Benny goes in and wants to make it a triple. No Stormbolt, there we go. Stormbolt comes in, lockdown as well. Dahaka in trouble. Darkmok about to fall. Portal comes in.
They don't take it?
Nanda nearly dying here too, but everyone is still able to walk away. Method wasn't really eager enough to go in and try and confirm that kill. And Thero is just jumping around at the top lane.
It was a bit weird of an aggressive fight there from Granite Gaming. I can see why they would want to go in. Sure, you have a lot of splash damage between Junkrat, you have control with Falstad and the Mighty Gust, Johanna can kind of hold her own, but Method at the same time, Leyline Seal, scatter arrows flying left and right, that is a very difficult engage to move into, and I'm surprised Granite Gaming took it.
I mean, the thought process, in my opinion, is just simply that you are trying to get value out of the double global that you have.
Yeah.
So you rotate in quicker. Thero is not able to do that. Talking to Thero, he's already up at the top, popping his ult here. He has the isolation. I mean, that should be a secured kill. There's no way he's going to get out of this one, is there?
Goes with a knockback, trying to stay alive, but yep, you're right. He eventually does fall. Completely locked down there as Method loses one of their members.
I mean, Yrel she can just scream until she's blue in the face there, but she's gonna fall for sure.
Yep, she certainly fell, man. Irrelevant in the top lane, and she gets picked off. The rest of Method pushes in the bottom, goes straight for the fort.
Yeah, top lane is now going to lose some experience. That's where the wave pushes in. But down here, the Dragon Knight is wreaking havoc. And of course, that means that Method has it
Arrow.
at 30. Nice arrow on the lockdown. Wolf Joe with a silence, though. Well done. The Twilight Dream and nearly the kill, the kill against ADRD. And he loses all of his stacks as well. Granite Gaming, again, they find these kills.
Yeah.
They've shown it in the first game, they've shown it in the second game, and once again, they have a big push going against them, they are talent down, and they are still able to create an opportunity and get an important kill here that knocks ADRD off his quest and takes a bit of the aggression that Method was trying to push under them away.
Good turnaround from Granite Gaming. However, Hanzo missing out on that initial arrow may have been enough to actually secure that kill, just didn't get to extend it long enough. Method losing one of their members, and the Dragon only gets a fort in the bottom lane, and suddenly the experience getting all nice and tied up. Granite Gaming got to be happy too. The 13 coming online, got some big power spikes coming in. Ice block there from Malfurion, so a situation like that actually won't be as useful for them. And then also looking over to Falstad, that Giant Killer coming online too.
Yeah, and you have now 4 kills against 4, so that works out for them too. I mean, I'm really liking the way that they are playing this. We said this before, Granite Gaming still has, with Memecraft now, a player on the lineup that is new to HGC, that will need a bit more experience. They had more changes happen than Method, who is just a new instance of the old roster. They're showing kills in every single game. They're turning bad situations around. It's just that Method has more experience and is overall a bit stronger at this point. But if Hero again finds himself in trouble, this time he gets out though. But it's just this double setup with the globals where Darkmook and Nanda are just trying to look for these kills, especially onto the top lane. That makes also the life of a Hero pretty difficult there, because he knows that he wants to push it out, especially with the camp, but needs to be careful because there's always the threat of a quick rotation towards top.
He does show off though what your Yrel can do that some of the top laners wouldn't be able to do, and that's get away from those fights. If you're able to get through and be able to have your divine purpose and jump away like he did there, you're able to escape them. But it's a bit of a trade-off. You got to make sure you have that E up.
Now we also, I mean, talking about Yrel here, we have also on 13 Aldo Peacekeeper now coming in. And that's what makes her oftentimes in a team fight just such a strong tool, because simply through the Vindication, if you hit that at maximum charge, the damage reduction for 3 seconds is fantastic. And that can really help you in these clustered up fights. It's one of the reasons why you could see her a lot on single objective maps later on, where you have a big brawl happening and you're more or less guaranteed to hit multiple heroes with it. So I feel next weekend, when Yrel is going to be played in the current live version, with the buff version, that's going to be playing a bit more of a role.
That'll be really helpful if she can get that on top of Junkrat whenever he's going for that Riptire.
Yeah.
Be a portal forward and you drop it down, you get that Peacekeeper popped in.
Especially with the portal, yeah. I mean, she already has gap closers, but if you have the portal as well, that allows you to really close these distances quickly.
Well, talking about closing distance, Granite Gaming wanting to get 16. They are half a level behind as 16 comes in for Method.
And Hero just loves jumping around.
That's all you do on that hero, I'm telling you, man. She needs some kind of Bambi skin or a Tigger skin from Winnie the Pooh.
I mean,
like, she needs to hop around a lot, man.
We talked about that already at the reveal of the hero. If you kept the cooler reduction there, it's just absolutely fantastic. And just hoppity hop. Why exactly has Lunara a trait that is called hippity hop and not Yrel? That's something that I don't understand. I mean, Blizzard, that's an opportunity they just squandered there.
The early bird gets the name of the talent that she wants. Lunara was here first.
The early bird. That's another great talent name for Medivh, I feel, off of Falstad.
So many things, man. We should be writers, dude.
Epic Mount? Who needs Epic Mount? It's the early bird. It's so much better.
That's stretching. Epic Mount works. It's
Reaching?
good.
All right.
Yeah, it's reaching. It's reaching. I'm going to be honest with you, man.
Okay, but we could call it the Epic Bird.
Okay, I'm down with that.
Yeah, I just want bird in there. But yeah, so Blizzard, if at any point if you guys need help, just hit us up.
Our
We're there
services
for
are
you.
free.
We're there for you, exactly.
We'll sit in a room and tell you all our ideas. Okay?
And they're not silly at all.
They're amazing.
They're amazing, they always were. Talking about amazing, we have already now Yrel amazingly going into that 1 versus 1 again. Still the experience lead for Method. And yeah, it's just knocking Dehaka around at this point.
I mean, that's one of those lanes where you just can't kill each other, right? You're like, Yrel's not going to kill Dehaka. Dehaka's only the essence of get killed, but he's just trying to get in spots where he can eventually bait out the Engage. Yrel hops
Every
over.
time we look at that lane, he's just hopping around.
It's a 6-second cooldown. Just pop it down, man. Use it consistently. Oh, Leyline still comes out. I'm going to go straight
The
for
Birdman is in
Ooh.
trouble, but yeah, the gust is good. Well played.
How about that mine from Memecraft? That actually could have been killed Falstad if the Stormball connected, and he made sure that was not an opportunity for Method.
True.
Good
Also,
play.
mid lane, again, the control is there. Bad Benny is already attempting to control the space. Now, Nanda still has that level 13, level 1 synergy, and he is hitting hard right now. And that was a fantastic move by Wolfjo, but he gets negated by ADRD. That was such a great Twilight Dream, but still it gets shot down by ADRD. They at least get the kill against Deckard Cain, but that was still very well played by Medivh here, saving Muradin. First a shield in the portal, great play.
But Yrel is here and she's wanting to fight. Hanzo continues to siege away, attempting to do what he can here. Mad Benny goes in, there's a Storm Bolt. It does hit Nande. Arrow afterwards as well, and the bird is taken down. Aethero keys up with the aggression, has the hammer, knocks back Johanna, and Raid Boss is taken away.
Great engage. As the Haka moves down to, up to the top lane to grab the shrine, we see Method engage in the 4 versus 4, gets the double kill, and now they start controlling the map and the space again. Darkmorg with a quick drag, but there's just not enough follow-up. Even with Wolfjo here, there's just not enough damage output to really threaten Bad Benny at this point. So that's again another potential Dragonite. And who can really interrupt it? No one. They're trying to go for the camp instead, and I mean, that's going to help them to control the top lane a bit, but Method has taken their own Knight camp too, and now they're pushing in a 5 versus 3 setup. They're even invading the camp here.
And Bad Benny wants it. Still doesn't have a jump up, but ADRD, or he still has a jump up. ADRD be the one to take away the Knight camp. So now Method gets a Knight camp and they get a Dragon, and that's 2 Knight camps pushing in the top lane. So that fort should be going down while Method takes their attention and goes straight to the middle lane.
Yeah, once again, Darkmorg in a bit of trouble. Gets the drag, well played. And also the knockdown. Great play by Junkrat. Good synergy. Curson for the Lornado at this point.
Tried to buy some time.
Yeah.
Tornado was not enough. Method works on this keep wall, and that pick actually might be enough here to help Granite Gaming keep up their keep. If they're going to go and focus down the Dragonite as quickly as possible. Nande still has that Mighty Gust too if they want to fully commit to keeping it aware. The Haka went to the top lane already though, as Granite Gaming wants to soak that experience, knowing that Method is right on the cusp of hitting level 20.
Yeah, level 20 is going to be great for them, and they are already aiming for the keep here. Moving out, Aethero again with the jump. Do you know, by the way, who is the Sol? Oh, nice drag here. Could that be maybe the kill? They're trying to go for it, but once again, here comes the Divine Shield, and they're going for Muradin. The silence is a little bit too late. Avatar has already popped. Bad Benny gets the shield. ADRD is there, has his back, and here comes the ult as we have the ley line moving through. They go for Nande. They get the kill. The Gust is true, but it's not enough to put Aethero into a bad spot. But Junkrat might just put that over the corner.
Can't believe Bad Benny is still alive. ADRD with the Force of Wills, and being able to get through with the silence, able to get out the heal at the last second, and then the Leyline Seal to ensure no one can finish him off. Bad Benny still alive and standing, and Method, with 2 members picked off on the opposing team, turn their attention towards the keep. Can they move for a core? Probably not. Without Deckard Cain being here, it's going to be a little bit on the difficult side, but they've already thrown down a portal to threaten the idea, keeping Granite Gaming stuck in their base.
Yeah, but they're going to move away from this. But yeah, do you know who is the saltiest about the jump on Yrel?
Who?
Sonya. If I was Sonya, I would definitely be pissed. I would be, Blizzard, really? I want to jump too, but no one picks it.
But you don't get a crater at 20. Sonya still has that.
Yeah, but there's no point in taking the crater unless Chen is in the meta. You go for the washing machine.
Yeah.
That's still the best. But yeah, outside of that, I mean, if I was Sonya and I would see Yrel, I would just be salty all day long.
Yrel's stealing away from Diablo, man. Messed up.
Yeah, it's like Sonya and Yrel, I tell you, that's a catfight in the making.
This is the HGC that we watch, the drama, you know?
Yeah, it's the drama. It's
the drama, you know? I love me some drama. Yrel and Sonya are gonna go at it sometime, probably BlizzCon 22.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, immediately, Well gets cleaned up. Night Camp's pushing in the bottom lane. Big push coming in for Method.
That's definitely going to be the push for game. Granite Gaming is so close to 20 on the other hand. I'm a bit surprised they don't have one of the globals at the top lane just to confirm that half level of experience. Instead, Darkmorg is in trouble here right away. Iron Defender already being used. Yrel is getting dragged away, but is still able to jump out. Bad Benny goes in. Stonebolt, arrow, CC everywhere, and Falset is down. The ley line comes through with a level 20. Lornado in play now as well, and this is going to be another kill. Wolfjo is eliminated, and now we have a 5 versus 3 here.
And they're going straight for the core here, just ignoring Johanna. Iron Skin comes out. Junkrat doing his best here to poke where he can, but with the core continually falling, Method comes out on day 2 here of HGC, and they get easy 3-0 over Granite Gaming.
Yeah, they get the 3-0, 10 kills against 6 on the last map. But again, Granite Game showing some signs of life here for sure. Not really getting a map win, but definitely getting their kills, getting a bit of momentum in those situations. So I can definitely see them growing into that as a 5-man once they have a bit more experience playing together. And once that, especially Memecraft, has the opportunity to play a bit more in the HGC setup.
I mean, I'm happy for Method coming out and getting a 3-0 today, but the real story today is that Yrel has a 100% win rate in HGC. Confirmed
Yeah,
Incredibly good.
That's what we take away from it.
That's what we take away from it. That's what I'm taking away from today. Now, Method's experience really showing through, and it seems like this roster has not skipped a beat. Not being with each other for 7, 8 months, doesn't matter. Still coming in here, working together, playing well. ADRD today, really the MVP, especially in that game number 3. So many saves. Bad Benny on that front line, able to survive, be able to get through a silence, get a little bit of healing, and of course find the Stormbolts afterwards. A lot for them to get those kills, and of course, eventually get the victory.
I'm pretty hyped to see them in the next few weeks, and especially them going up against stronger opponents, what they can pull off there. Because, again, I feel this is one of the teams that is going to contest the offline events, and we're going to have a fierce battle over those spots.
Especially with Team Liquid and how they looked yesterday. I mean, we're about to find out how the new Fnatic's going to be looking. Dignitas,
Not
too.
only that, we get more of an idea of how good Team Liquid is, because yesterday we were talking about they weren't quite as strong and as smooth coordinator as we maybe expected them to be. There was definitely, you could tell, okay, these guys are strong, but there was a couple of moments where they themselves later on social media said, yeah, we have to work on closing out games a little bit better. We have to be a bit more coordinated in those team fights, but outside of that, good start, the result that we wanted. But today against Fnatic, can they pull off the same again? That's going to be interesting to observe.
Well, we have a theory here from Method to talk about his victory, the 3-0 today over at Granite Gaming. And I'm going to go ahead and just come out of the box here. You immediately showed Yrel in game number 3. What was the reason for picking her? You seem to really have this affinity for bringing new heroes to the HEC.
You just wanted to jump around, right?
Pretty much. No. So, there's a couple of situations in which this current version of Yrel's decent.
Sure.
And that was one of them.
Any
so I was
insight
like,
to
we're
that?
picking Yrel. You can't ever push her off a point. Like, when she has the point, you're going to have to send, like, 3 people to just kill her. Like, because she just sustains forever. She can't die.
Okay, well, fair enough. Over to Caldor.
First of all, congratulations. Well played today. But my first question is, how does it feel playing with the old roster again?
There's the same grief as in we get into scrims and we're just like, okay, let's just run it down the whole scrim block. But it's nice. Like, I don't know. Like, it's kind of like, you know, when you play a game with someone and you know what they want you to do.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, where you just like, okay, we know what to do. We just run it down a couple of times, see what happens.
We talked on Infernal Shrines, two of us talked a bit about you guys look like a well-oiled machine. Would that describe it?
Well, if you saw scrims, you'd say absolutely not, right? But we turned it up on HGC. We're doing fine. Like, obviously, Granite's one of the lower teams, but it was good to show that we could actually play decently if we tried to.
Where do you see the ceiling for you guys? I mean, you come in. I assume that you, of course, want to make sure that you are also attending the offline events now. If you compare now this lineup to the lineup that you guys have been running in phase 1 of 2018, and also keep in mind that you went to BlizzCon with the lineup last year. Where do you think you guys stand? Are you going to make it to BlizzCon again? Do you think that that's a realistic outlook for you? What's the goals here?
Well, our goal was to contest always the top 1 spot, right? And with the old roster, it kind of felt like there was a ceiling, like we couldn't get any further. So that's why we made the changes. But yeah, we're obviously trying to get number 1 in Europe. I think we have the potential to. It's just whether we stop running it down. We just want to win the game, I guess.
Okay, with running it down in mind, what do you feel is the one thing where you guys still have to improve, where you feel, okay, this is an issue that we have to address? Is it the scrims and how you approach them, or would it be something else?
Well, it's actually, like, this sounds weird, right? But it's mainly me, because I get to this point in scrims where I'm just like, okay, I want to just run it down just for the hell of it. I don't know why it happens. I just see in my brain, I'm just like, okay, I can kill myself here. Let's do it. I don't know why I do it. I know I shouldn't. I just do it.
You're pushing
it's
limits.
like,
it's called pushing limits. No, you're learning. That's what you got to do. You got to finagle it. Yeah.
Let's go with that. Let's go with pushing limits down mid lane.
I'm just asking myself why we have Alex on the interview today instead of Zero.
No, I don't know. It's just cleaning up scrims and then see if we can transfer the performance to the HEC.
Okay, you guys look strong today, so congratulations again on the victory, and I'm looking forward to see you guys in the next games.
You guys are pushing for the top of Europe, as you just mentioned, and next week you'll have a chance to actually face the top of Europe, as Dignitas will be playing next week against you. Are you excited for that matchup? Any early thoughts?
I'm super excited for the matchup. I think it's always fun playing against Wooby in lane, because I think he's the the one guy which you're like, yeah, this guy can play the game. I don't know. Like a lot of players, I'm just like, yeah, this guy has no idea. But Whoopi's the one guy where I see in lane, and I'm like, yeah, that guy can play. I don't know why,
You
but
got
that guy
respect.
can play. So yeah, exactly. So it's always an interesting one going up against Dignitas. It was interesting last time we had this roster. So yeah, I hope it'll be like a 5-gamer, super interesting game.
Well, we look forward to it. I'm going to go ahead and let you go now. Of course, the floor is yours for shout-out, so drop them, Athero.
Shouts to Method. Shouts to my team, obviously. And shouts to Twitch chat for all the memes.
All right, simple
Short
and
and
easy.
sweet.
Thank you for the memes. Big victory coming in for Method as they get a 3 over Granite Gaming, and they are looking to take the top of Europe. And I want to see, man, I'm ready for that adventure for them. I mean, of course, we got a few more weeks until we can start to figure that out, but next week is a good benchmark to figure where exactly they're at.
Yeah, next week, this week, I mean, for them, next week is of course going to be more important. But like even this week, with the rest of the teams, just seeing, okay, where are they and how?
Yeah.
What can we expect? Where do we see the power level is compared to what we've seen from Method? But yeah, I can't wait for all of these teams to show up again. And in the next series, we're going to see then the new lineup of Fnatic. We're going to see Team Liquid again, so that's going to be pretty cool. So yeah, it's a good weekend.
Exactly. We get to measure more power levels after this commercial break as we'll be watching it. Team Liquid and Fnatic face off.
On his ult, but we have a good Horrify that puts Athero into trouble. And they are throwing him into the backline. Good jet propulsion, a turnaround attempt from Method as they're trying to go for the kill, and they get it. But Blaze falls too.
Gonna be a trade here, but another scatter arrow comes out, and that'll be a pick. As we have 2 picked off, might be a third as Bad Bunny goes in, drops Stormbolt, Wolfjo unable to escape. Nande might be next. Does he have the force of will? There it is, but here comes the arrow and the auto attack.
Good for Granite Gaming. Hey, we're off to a good start, but they've burned most of their cooldowns by now, and they also lost the Mortar Punisher.
Darkmonk is trying to stay alive, but everything is getting used to keep him up, and eventually gets to a point where he's going to have that whirlwind. Sun comes out, and Darkmonk finally gets cleaned up, and next will be Nande. Bad Bunny goes in, drops down the hammer.
50% HP, still shelling away from the backline. Here comes the attack against Benny. Benny wants to go into the bunker, and he reaches it barely. Tracer is down, Raid Boss low. AD already is firing away, and they are finally taking down Muradin as well. All of a sudden, it's a 2-for-1.
Yeah.
They want to delay this. They want to poke the entire time. They want to take it easy, look if there's an opportunity, and they can play this slow. And that's exactly what they're doing. Great damage already coming out from them. They can retreat again. Nanda's already low. But they can just poke and watch the bot lane push out and threaten the core again.
It goes in, Darkmonk's on the side, Vicky pops out, and we have a dead Muradin. Is looking to come around from the top, but with an immediate jump on him, he actually needs to drop that thing. Wolfjo all by himself and cleared up.
Yeah, Athero just came in on Urel as well and was trying to engage there, but got gusted away. But the fight is still continuing with another kill. Johanna dies. Delayed Avatar's already popped. Bad Benny gets a shield. AD already is there, has his back. And here comes the ult as we have the ley line moving through. They go for Nande. They get the kill. The gust is true, but it's not enough to put Athero into a bad spot. But Junkrat might just put that over the corner.
I can't believe Bad Bunny is still alive.
Just to confirm that half level of experience. Instead, Darkmock is in trouble here right away. And the defender already being used. Urel is getting dragged away, but is still able to jump out. Bad Bunny goes in. Stonebolt, arrow, CC everywhere. And Falset is down. The ley line comes through with a level 20. Lornado in play now as well. And this is going to be another kill. Wolfjo is eliminated, and now we have a 5 versus 3.